I think the other question that somebody wanted came out with, and I guess it's so by this time now, it seems as if you're working a lot with Teddy on certain projects. I think the BlackStreet album, because that was post Sky, and it was probably, I think, my favorite BlackStreet album, even though Another Level is probably the one that made all the money. But I think the reason why I liked the original one, it was just had a lot more richness with the sounds, had a lot more variety. It didn't sound mechanical. It just felt like it almost felt like it's very similar to the Bobby album. It felt like it felt really organic. Soulful. Yeah, it felt organic. That's a better word. What was it like when you guys were doing that then? And did a lot of tracks on it? Did you all have okay, you do these 2 tracks or you do these 3, or what was it like? How did you pick?
I mean, it was more like, saying it's like, we didn't really know what the project was going to be. So it was like, we had writers, Sherry, Karen Anderson, a few other writers that was like around. Tammy Lucas, I think, is on there. It's like, we had a bunch of Leon Silvers. There were a bunch of, people that was around. So we were like basically creating all these demos. So I think we recorded like 40 records.
40, wow.
Yeah, to get that album. So it's like, it was like, we recorded a lot of records. So it's like, hey, what do you think about this record? So, as we start putting the stuff together, then it started to kind of like formulate into a project. And then when Dave came in, then it took a little different flavor.
Oh, so who had Stonestreet left by the time Dave came, or what happened?
Stonestreet was he hadn't left. Well, when Dave first came, Stonestreet was was gone, and because like he was having that little substance thing, and saying that wasn't really working for the guys or Ted, and so they was like looking for somebody that could come in, and then somebody brought Dave to the table, and it was pretty much the over after that.
So what was it like with Dave? Because he'd already had, he had a background with Uptown and Mary, so he was very seasoned. I think compared to everyone else, did it seem as if he was the lead guy, or what was it like as a producer watching much, him?
I mean, Dave was that soulful edge that it was that soulful edge that the group, because Chauncey's more. I call Chauncey more like the poor man, Babyface. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude. I mean, he's more into like that kind of tone, and then he's more like a comedian. He can kind of sit in different things. So that's why you have a lot of records that Chauncey was just on, because he can sit into that flow of that record, sit into that flow of that song.
Yeah.
Whereas the other people kind of had their niches. Like Dave really had his niche. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Levi was, was a more soulful singer. I like, I call like Levi's like a Isaac Hayes or, a Marvin Gaye, that vibe. So he's more like a soulful singer. And then Chauncey just had that little swaggy style that, that made records work.
Yeah. So what did you? So what? So you? Because I remember you said you did. I like the way you work it. And
like the way you work. Confessions. I worked on Love Is Love the Need. Before I Let You Go, I'm on that. What else is on there? That I'm on. I think it's another record on there. But then there's stuff that I produce vocals on, like maybe about half of it.
Okay.
And drum programming on maybe like 75% of it. Just programming, stuff that, that I didn't necessarily write, but I had to program records on it.
Yeah. Did you, when you guys finished the album, did you think this is because this was Ted's first thing after Guy? Did you guys think, well, this is good? Because
I felt like we had at the time. I felt like we had about 4 or 5 records on there that were like hits. Like I was a big fan of Love's in Need, Like the Way You Work, Before I Let You Go, Good Lovin'. Oh, that's my joint.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I feel like there was enough records on the album that the album could have been a success. Because like I said, they were a new group, and then I like it, like, for me, it's like, it's a hodgepodge of records. Like everybody kind of like start putting stuff together. And like, so it was more like that organic, hey, we got a bunch of good records. This should be, this is a good album.
But then,
So
I mean, it did platinum. It sold over 1 million in the UK, in the US alone, and had some big singles. But when you have Teddy joining a group, what is it? What happens to you guys as producers? How does the work get done? Because then there's work coming in, and he's out on the road promoting BlackStreet. What happens to you guys?
that's where like that's where we start kicking in with a lot of work. So it's like myself, Will, at that time Mucho was going back and forth to Atlanta. And so it would be, saying mainly us. Eric Williams not Eric Williams, but that was on the second album. But on the first album, it's pretty much me, Ty, Mucho, and he's going back and forth to Atlanta. So David Wynn was another producer that was working with us. And so it was kind of like, that crew. It's like, we were kind of like, hey, responsible for doing whatever, got brought to the table. And Ted would just come in and say, hey, we need a remix for Hammer. We need a remix for Will Smith. We need, Father MC. We need, this, so it's like we all got the assignment, and whichever one was the best, was usually the lead. And then, like I said, Ted took things where he integrated stuff from those other mixes inside of those mixes. And then, that's why you had those different, the Sprague Doogie mix or the Ted drum Pella mix, or those kind of things.
Yeah, so by this time was that 69 with the Father MC? You did the remix?
Yeah, 69. So yeah, we were working on that record. That was Ted and Mucho on that, and then I added some stuff into it, but it was like more or less. I think there was like this drum breaker thing, something like that they used from the one that I was using in there. So I don't never count that as something that I produced anything. It was just something small like that.
Yeah. But so when he was out, so it was I guess the question then becomes, what were the ones that you enjoyed doing during that early days? Stuff that you're proud of.
Of course, SWV is like my favorite, because that's like my first ones, SWV, and that and the Whitney Houston, and of course, and Mary J. Blige, My Love, and and Changes. So
was it both you and Mucha that worked on the My Love and Changes?
Yes.
Okay. Did Heavy come in to do the vocals for his rap?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And, he came in, and Mary came and did some stuff for the record that we added to the little things that we wanted to add.
Oh, so she actually because I didn't know if they used her old vocals. Did she re-record the whole thing, or?
No, just little pieces that we wanted to add inside of there that we needed for the record. To make it feel a certain way. So, but most of that stuff was already there.
What was did you do any because Heavy was my favorite MC, just the nicest, lovable guy. Okay, did you do another, were you on Another Level?
Yes, Okay. So Another Level is Ted came up with this thing, Another Level, everybody get one song on the project, and pretty much that's how they kind of carried it like that.
Oh, what do you mean?
So he didn't have like the producers that were in the camp. So with the first album, you'll see my name on maybe 8 songs. Yeah. Okay, on this next album, you'll see my name on a couple of songs, and then there's assisting or whatever. But I tell people at the end of the day, it's really a lot of the vocal production is done by me, because when he can't get the guys to do whatever vocally he needs them to get, especially with Chauncey, him and Chauncey, they used to battle all the time. He'll just go in you get it because I'm tired, or you get it because he's aggravating me tonight, he ain't singing right. He go in there and get the vocal, or I'll go. So it was usually it was on Another Level, was usually Chauncey and me and Eric worked together quite a bit, but and then what Ted would do his stuff, we would do stuff for him. Me and him would produce the vocal and come up with it, together. But I pretty much produced maybe half of the vocals, or maybe 40% of the vocals on the project, You know what I'm saying? But he only gave us one record. So you had like me, Bing, Will. So you had a bunch of different producers that were a part of the camp that was on the album. But like you didn't really see producers that had like 2 or 3 records on the project.
So which one did you do? Like the lyrics?
I Want to Be Man. That's what baby, the floaters remake type vibe. Baby.
Oh yeah. I wanna be yeah.
And
So,
that it's funny that was supposed to be a single, but you know what I'm saying. I think they put a monkey wrench in that because they wanted that to be a single, and I was getting myself excited about it being a single. Then the next thing I know is like, nah, we ain't gonna use that. We're gonna use the Joy, and because London was playing the record kind of, you know, say at the time.
Joy was the first album.
Oh, not
mean
Joy. What's the
Money Can Buy You Love?
Bobby Love. That's what it.
Bobby Love.
Bobby Love, right? So Bobby Love, you know, they went to, you know, we were touring. They went to London. They were in London already. They ended up doing a video.
Oh, they did a video in London. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here in the States, they were preparing for "I Want to Be Your Man" to be the next single because they had already told me, like, you know, your song gonna be the next single. I said, cool, because we had the success from the joint Big did. What's the other mid tempo on that album? No Diggity, Don't Leave.
Don't Leave.
Leave,
yeah.
After Don't Leave,
they went to Fix.
Okay, I Want to Be Your Man. It's like, okay, we can put this record in as that fall time, you know, saying ballady classic type joint. And so I was preparing myself, you know, so like, yeah, I'm about to have a next single on BlackStreet. And then the Monkey Rich guy, like, it was like, okay, it was like Bobby Love.
No, I thought they went from Don't Leave to Fix.
Fix was it didn't really do what they thought. They did a remix and all of that, you know what I'm saying?
The remix was with ODB. Like, it just did it. Yeah. It just alienated the I mean, it didn't really do it.
It was like that rock.
With Fishbone. It just
It just took it so that, like, so it really never got, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people still like it in concert, but it never started to take it off. So it was like, you know, so like "Wanna Be Your Man" was like, hey, we're gonna drop this record. So they thought that would bring back, you know what I'm saying, that vibe that they created. So, and like I said, I was preparing myself for that, you know what I'm saying, but then they did Bobby Love, and then after that, it was like, that was okay, that's it for this album. Y'all start working on the next project.